We see that what we've done up to this point has been, really truly a failure when it comes to poverty in this country. So let's change the way we're doing business. But I think it's also important to point out that this is a process, and that this isn't one particular piece of legislation that is going to change poverty in this country. It has to be coupled with other pieces of legislation and policy changes that are moving forward. For instance, in the Energy and Commerce Committee, I mentioned the need for mental health reform. That is also something that we are working on right now that will significantly change the homeless situation. It will change I'll just say this, our prisons and our jails have become the new mental health hospitals in this country because we are not solving this problem, because we haven't done a very good job in dealing with those who are battling mental illness. We have to take a different approach, and this is something we're working on. We also have 21st Century Cures, which is an initiative in the Energy and Commerce Committee that is moving forward that will change healthcare in this country and taking a different approach again to solve the issues and the problems. Healthcare, as you know, is a huge issue. It affects all of us. It doesn't matter what socioeconomic level you're at. If you have health issues, you have health issues. But how can we do a better job as policymakers to address the issues, to bring those costs down? Because we know that it affects every family on their ability to provide for their family. So these are the things that we're working on, and taking, again, a different approach than what we've done in the past, using research, using innovation, using the things that we know will move forward on, coming up with cures for diseases, better drugs, getting them through the FDA system quicker, addressing the healthcare drivers. When we talk about those who are at the poverty level, we know that they're suffering from many of the healthcare conditions that contribute to the problem. When we're talking about obesity, when we're talking about diabetes, renal failure, cardiac disease, all of these things are playing into the cost drivers that we have to come up with funding for. So these are the issues that we're working on, and there again, when we couple that with other pieces of legislation and new ways of looking at policymaking, then we realize we can actually solve these problems. But it is a process, and it has to be multifaceted rather than just zoning in on one particular piece of legislation that may or may not change the outcome.